soft, damp, and cold. Yuck. No thanks. I don't really want to know what's died in there. The floorboards here sure creak loudly. A file. Huh. The escape tool of choice, in the comics at least. A rusty file. Can't really do too much with that. I'm guessing that's paint thinners or gasoline for cleaning stuff. Ugh, smells something like that at least. An old tin can. The smell would suggest there's gas in it. An oil lamp. Doesn't seem all that old. Maybe it still works. An oil lamp. A couple of luminous smiley stickers. Whoever lives here must be scared of the dark. Damn, don't say somebody lives here. There's something lying under the bed, but I can't get at it. Half the bed has already collapsed into the floor. I can't drag it through the hut. Gotcha. I've got what I wanted. A cardboard box. Somebody scribbled something on the lid. I can't decipher it. The word definitely begins with an R, though. Let's take a look inside. A rag doll. Pretty ugly and worn out. I recognize it. I've seen it before. It was Ralph's. Yep, that's his doll. Mr. Bubby, or whatever he called it. Strange. How'd it get here? And why has Ralph left it? He never used to go anywhere without it. What else have we got? A luminous sticker with a smiley on it. And a cork from a bottle. This must be Ralph's shack. Or his hideaway. A rag doll called Mr. Bubby, Ralph's best friend. One of those stickers that light up in the dark if you first expose them to enough light. I guess that this must be a pretty valuable item to Ralph. Still smells of wine a little. An oil lamp. Doesn't seem all that old. Maybe it still works. A lighter with Samuel's face on it. I could probably laugh about it if it wasn't my own father. Ah, that's better. I can see now. I hope that the light doesn't attract any wild animals, or worse. A peculiar shadow. I think I know where that mysterious shadow's coming from. Well, how about that? And so the key falls into my possession. The rusty key from the lamp. Another door. Let's see now. Was kinda obvious. There's storage behind it for logs. It stretches right to the door. There's no getting through here. The floorboards here sure creak loudly. Fits. As I thought, full of junk. So let's have a look. Damn! That looks like one of the robes and the masks from the order that was after me. But at the same time, it's also proof that the order existed. I'll take it with me. There's some paper in the robe. Seems to be a letter to the order. Quite badly torn. Unable to stop the evil, already sacrificed. His objective, or something happens to me. No trace is to be... I'm not completely certain, but it appears to be a request to cover up all traces of the order. That would explain why the robe is in the shack. I'll put it back. Perhaps I'll find something useful after all. A corkscrew and a yardstick. They look in reasonable shape. I'll take them. Whoa, a chainsaw. I've got a feeling that this baby's gonna come in handy. When the order dissolved itself, someone must have hidden their cowl here. Only question being, who? There's some paper in the... Seems to be a letter to the... Unable to stop... I'm not That would explain why... A corkscrew. I found it in the hut in the woods. Still works. A folding ruler. 1 or 2 sections are missing, but it still must be at least 1.5 meters long. Alone in a shack in the woods, in the night, with a chainsaw in my hand. If my father could see me now, I'm sure he'd be so proud. Unlucky. Tank's empty. Nothing more to see. Won't move an inch. It's probably completely jammed. I'll have to come up with something else. I can't get out of here. There's only timber back there. Interesting. There's at least 1/2 meter of space below the boards. The shack must have been built on stilts. The next time I'm being pursued by hellhounds and hide in a shack, I'll look out for that as I go in. The floorboards here sure creak loudly. There's no gas in the chainsaw. The tank's just about half full. Hopefully that'll be enough. I filled up the chainsaw, but the tank's lid is missing. I don't think it's a good idea to start it up as it is. Alright, that ought to hold. Now we can get going. I'll just cut myself a trapdoor in the floor. It can also be closed again in an emergency. Cool. I can sneak outside through the hole. Good. Let's try it. I'm better leaving the heavy junk here. Good. No wild beasts for miles. Weird. No tracks. The beasties couldn't have just disappeared into thin air. Oh, no!
Describe what you saw.
I saw myself as a child. I was playing with my sister in the woods. It's not far away from the castle. I could see it behind the trees. There was a man there, too.
Could you make out who it is?
No, he had his back to me. But something very bad has happened.
What's happened?
My sister, she's fallen in a hole. She's screaming. What should I do?
Adrian, you're not there anymore. Remember what you did at the time.
I ran to the hole, and I don't know. I can't remember. You woke me up before I could help her.
I didn't wake you up, Adrian. You woke up of your own accord. It would appear everything in you is trying to fend off this memory. Seems you really want to suppress it.
Or I just can't remember.
The memory is still there. You just need to let it happen.
It's easy for you to say.
Perhaps you should tackle this memory in a conscious state. Try and find the place in the woods that you saw. You need an anchor in the present.
If you say so.
And with regards to the hallucinations, I've ordered a medication. It should help to suppress them.
Very good. I'll take it. At least you can rely on conventional medicine.
Please take this prescription and give it to a buyer in the shop. She'll give you the medication.
Oh, she's a pharmacist too?
In a little village like this, everyone has more than one role.
My adoptive mother had a lamp like that. I always had fun hiding in it when I was a kid. The famous psychiatrist's couch. Until now, I always thought it was a joke, but it's actually quite comfortable. A Native American dream catcher. It's supposed to protect you from nightmares. A Newton's cradle. The ball passes on its momentum to the next one, which passes it on to the next until it reaches the last one, which can't pass it on any further and is kicked into the air. A simple example of kinetic energy, but its only use is to work this toy. I wonder if the record of our discussions will end up in there. I wonder if the record of our discussions will end up in there. Dr. Winterbottom writes down a patient's dreams in the green books, but I haven't seen anyone else but me here yet. Strange. Today's newspaper. There are probably lots of new, unbelievable revelations about the arsonist in it. You could hardly call this straggle of flowers a bouquet. Whenever I'm here, the ashtray is full. Dr. Winterbottom smokes like a chimney. Perhaps she should be in therapy. Dr. Winterbottom's notebook. Probably very revealing. At some point she'll be able to write her memoirs with it. Dr. Winterbottom's lighter. Quite an expensive one. I guess it was a present. Doctor?
How can I help you?
Do you know Ralph?
Ralph? No. Who's that?
Oh, not so important. Something strange happened to me last night. I don't know what was real and what wasn't.
Tell me about it, Adrian.
I was just on my way back to the village when I was attacked by large black dogs in the woods. Fortunately, there was a shack close by, which I was able to hold up in. I couldn't get back out through the door. Once I cut my way outside through the floor with a chainsaw, there were no signs the dogs had been there at all. Then I fell unconscious. Supposedly, Murray found me there in the middle of the night and brought me back to the hotel. I can't remember any of that.
A classic dream of repression. The black dogs, and then... there's nothing there. It's a deep-seated fear of the consequences of your actions.
I saw a woman dressed in white. Almost looked like some kind of wedding dress.
Where did you see her?
When I was locked in the shack, from the window, she was standing on the edge of the clearing. She saw me and then disappeared into the woods.
Did she say anything, or do anything?
Well, I didn't hear anything, but perhaps. She certainly wasn't just wandering around. It almost seemed as though she was looking for something.
Really? There's a legend here in Willow Creek about a white lady who wanders through the woods looking for her child. In vain, as the story goes, but no one has ever seen her.
Until now.
Don't worry, Adrian. That's a completely natural reaction to this myth. It originates from the collective longing for a pure mother figure who can be adored like a saint, out of the whole thing that there are chosen ones who perceive her apparition. And everyone wants to be a chosen one. That's just human.
You've got an explanation for everything, haven't you?
Psychology is the modern theology.
What do these black dogs mean? What kind of creatures are they?
Fleeing from vicious, aggressive dogs. That sounds like a typical nightmare. It expresses the fear of one's own aggressive side. Were the dogs alone, or was someone with them?
No, they were alone. Just the dogs.
Dogs who roam around without a human master suggests a suppressed issue with dominance. It could also suggest exactly the opposite, though. That the dreamer is neglecting a particular part of himself, which is alluded to by the nature of the dogs. What breed of dog were they?
No idea. Hellhounds? They were definitely huge and black.
Large dogs reinforce the meaning I was talking about. The fact that they're black would suggest their origin in the subconscious.
Are there any tablets I can take for this? Catch you later.
Take care.
My head's still pounding. Lucky that Murray found me in the woods yesterday. I probably would have frozen otherwise. I should get this medication as soon as possible. And I could ask the inspector whether Murray's finally corrected his statement. And I've got an appointment with the priest, too. It can't be that difficult to find my father's grave. Oh, and I should find that ominous place in the woods. Enjoy it, Darren. It's gonna be a long day. That's the prescription from Dr. Winterbottom. It says in scribble that I can hardly decipher. Daily 1 times halo paradox, or something like that. Evenings. I guess it makes you sleepy. Hey, Matt, so, when you finally gonna get gone with your fun fair?
So, how are we then, eh? Still possessed by the devil?
I wouldn't joke about it if I were you.
That's supposed to be a threat.
Let's say more, well-meant recommendation.
You really have got a few screws loose.
So, what exactly did go wrong when you were born?
Not half as much as when you were born, Mr. Twisted Firestarter.
Have fun.
Oi, arsehole! When you miss me, paint a heart on the wall.
Will do. In blood. Hello, Madam Fortuna.
Adrian, I knew you would call again.
Who else could it be?
Pick a card.
Stop.
I've drawn the chariot.
Oh, you were stuck in the snow?
No. No, your card, Adrian. You're looking for the right way. You will have to make a decision. I see. Death.
Again.
Someone will shoot out your light.
How am I supposed to understand that?
You don't need to understand, Adrian. But you can put up a fight.
How can I put up a fight?
Stay away from shooting.
Yeah. Thanks. What a load of crap. Closed. Strange. The shop was still open this time yesterday. Constable Zach seems okay. Plays by the letter of the law and all that. Hey, Zach.
What do you want now?
Did I say something wrong?
No, I'm just a bit busy. The inspector hasn't been here all morning, and I have to do everything myself.
Where's the inspector?
Cafe, I think.
Or maybe you can help me. Has Murray been here about his statement?
Murray? Yes, he was here. Wanted to discuss something urgently with the inspector.
Do you know what it was about?
I can't tell you that.
Aya's shop is closed. Is today some kind of holiday that I don't know about?
No.
Spooner said you live in Warm Hill.
It's not really worth a visit, unless you want to go to confession or to the graveyard.
I'm sure you must have heard of the White Lady.
She's spooked around the woods for centuries. And why do you ask? Is she a relative of yours too?
By the way, I was in the woods last night and I got chased by some black dogs into a shack. I got locked in, but I managed to escape using a chainsaw. Then I fell unconscious.
You just can't help yourself, am I right? And why are you telling me this?
You look so bored. Goodbye, Constable. How you doing?
Wonderfully. What can I do for you, sir?
Has the inspector been here yet today?
No, sir. I haven't seen him all day. I've just got here.
And Denise?
Denise has also disappeared.
Both of them not there, huh?
No.
I'd better be going.
Please, do us the honor again soon, sir.
He's living in a lovely, colorful soap bubble. I'll burst it later. I better not go in there right now, or Denise will bar me from the place. Hello, Doctor? Can I ask you a quick question?
Of course. Come on in.
Doctor?
How can I help you?
There's a problem with my medication.
You don't like the taste? That's normal. Swallow them with orange juice instead of water.
No, it's not that. The shop's closed, and it doesn't look like Aya is there.
Oh, I forgot completely. Abaya's always in Ipswich on Tuesdays. She does a self-defense course there.
I would have thought a refereeing course would be more her thing. And how do I get my medication now?
Well, if the postman has already been, he's probably left the deliveries in the barrel next to the door.
Barrel next to the door? With medication? What if someone steals it?
Right next to the police station. I don't think so.
Here's to village life. Catch you later.
Take care.